The U. Yes, sir, man. My Hurricanes big time victory at home against the Florida Gators. Now, look, before I talk about my cane, let me give some respect to the Florida Gators. Say what y'all want. They're 1-3. Billy Napier should be fired. Blah, 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 blah. But that defense is for real. Oh, my gosh. That Florida defense is something serious, boy. And I'm going to tell you this, y'all. Florida really got a chance. I don't know if it'll be this year. I don't know if it'll be a new coach. But they had that defense. They're going to be in any game, bro. Because they just wore down at the end. But that defense kept them in it. They did it against LSU, and they did it against another good team in my Hurricanes. Like, dang, Florida is for real on defense. They got to figure out that offense, though. 7 points ain't going to cut it. We'll talk more about that in a second here, man. But defense is for real. I got to give them their props. But I loved at the end of the game, and what I love about my Hurricanes is their physicality, right? Defensive side of the ball, you got Messendor, you got Ruben Kane. They just finish games. 4 sacks in this one. Like, they just don't play around. The secondary is much improved. They're plastering receivers, and I just love the pressure we can get to end games, man. We didn't have that a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know we had Kane. Kane got injured, but, like, they can consistently finish games, man. And I love the physicality on both sides of the ball, and I love how they can just rush after the passer, and they're not getting, like, beat deep down the field no more. Like, that is such a big improvement for us this year, and I love it. It makes us a really complete team. Now, offensively, I ain't gonna lie, this dude right here play like dog. You know what I'm saying? He got to play better. Like, he only threw for 160 yards, and then he had a second half interception. Just not going to cut it, bro. I need Beck to be better. They got the weapons around him, I feel like. You got a C.J. Daniels. You got a Malachi Tony. You got all the weapons that you need in order to be successful. He has to manage and do the game better, man. We're going to need him because in 2 weeks we play Florida State. It don't get no easier. You know what I'm saying? They look for real. I got them on upset watch this week against Virginia. They better not play with them Cavaliers, man. But that's going to be a big game. Hopefully they both are going in undefeated. I know the Hurricanes will because they got a bye week this week. But having that rivalry back is just going to be so great for college football. But nonetheless, man, he got to play better. But I want to give some love to the running backs, man. They really get my game ball in this one. Mark Fletcher, 24 carries, 116 yards in a tub. And you had Shamar Brown with 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like I said, in that game, they were in it. It was 13-7 in the fourth. But when they went on that long drive, 13 plays, 80 yards, over 7 minutes of clock, that just showed the physicality that this Hurricanes team has. And I was thoroughly impressed. Like, when you able to do that against Florida and you able just to manhandle at the end of the game, and they weren't throwing the ball. That was just straight runs. When you can do that, I love that. And I love the offensive coordinator and Shannon Dawson, what he's doing, because look at this amount, right? You might be like, oh, he's overdoing Mark Fletcher, 24 carries. Sherman Brown, 18 carries, right? He's balancing this thing out and not putting too much on his quarterback who only had 30 passing attempts. Nearly 44 rushing. If you take away 2 from Beck, it's 42. I love that. Keep running that rock. Let it build up into play action. People are going to try to stop you on the run, and that's going to lead up to big plays down the field with Malachi Tony. So, yeah, man, overall, I give it a B victory. You'll take it. Defense played well again. They were swarming. They limited that Florida offense. 65 total yards in the first half. I love how the Canes played defensively. Offensively, got to play better, got to be better. So does Carson Beck, but you'll take being able to run the ball and throttle somebody at the end of the game. And last but not least on Florida, got to figure it out. Your only touchdown was to Jaden Ball, 12 carries. He has to touch the ball more. I hate to say it. If you're Florida and you're going to figure this thing out, run the ball with Jaden Ball, Leno Jacoby Jackson, and let that set up play action. Your quarterback has not been good. 61 total yards in this game. Now, look, he didn't turn over the football. Had 5 last game. Has to be better, though. You know what I'm saying? And you have to give him some layup throws. I hate to say that. Give him some layup throws. You got the weapons in Vernon Brown III. You got the weapons in, obviously, Eugene Wilson and Trey and everybody. Give him some layup throws. Let him get into a rhythm early in the game. Get some early completions. Let him go 5 for 5 early or 4 for 5 early. Then hit your deep shots down the field. But you got to switch it up, man. Cannot be having 61 yards. So that's my thoughts on Florida. Team is too good defensively to be 1-3, right? And it don't get no easier for you, right? You got tough games all the rest of the season. There's no gimme wins, you know. But how do you turn this around if you're Billy Napier? Can you win out? Can you win the next 8 games and go 9-3? Right? Because, like I said, I think going 9-3, you can still get into a college football playoff, but you have to basically win out. I know fans are not going to hear that. They're going to say I'm tripping, but this defense has shown you they're going to keep you in games. Now, offensively, you have to meet the defense of where they're at. Until then, the Florida team is going to look the same. So that's my reaction, man. Florida got to get it together on offense. Hurricanes continue to ball out, man. Proud of the team, man. Proud of the effort. Beck needs to be better, but overall, pretty solid win for my Hurricanes. And once again, shout out to the U.